AITA for wanting to stay in the same room as my wife? We went over to my 36F wife's 33F side of the family for Christmas this year. Our family includes us and our 2 kids, 4 male and 6 female. Usually, we spend the holidays either at home or we travel, mostly because my in-laws don't really like me. Everything was kind of okay during the day and over dinner. There were some snarky comments and bitter words, but nothing out of proportion to what I expected from them. Late at night when we wanted to go to sleep, my Mill told me she had made the same arrangement as when I visited them before for Christmas. That was over 8 years ago and I was my wife's girlfriend back then. I said I imagined the accommodation would change to us both staying the night in the same room. My Bill and Sil share a room with their spouse. Mill said she thought it would be more appropriate this way. I told my wife and she said it was outrageous. Especially because we were going to be there for one night only and we would leave in the morning. I said it was too disrespectful on my in-laws' behalf and that I wasn't going to stay there. My wife agreed. I arranged for us to stay in a hotel room for the night and we left, despite Mil's protests. In the morning, Phil called and told me I was being selfish and petty and preventing them from seeing their daughter and grandchildren. Bill texted something similar, accused me not wanting to stay in their parents' home because it wasn't like mansions we live in, and called me entitled for overreacting. I'm wondering, was I wrong to leave in the middle of the night? NTA. Your in-laws are homophobes. By you leaving, they were forced to confront their own bad behavior. But it's easier to blame you than to admit that they're in the wrong. NTA. This is very clearly about their female daughter sharing a room with her female wife. I see no other reason to set things up like this, especially when you were told it was appropriate. If that's the case, Bill and Sil and sleep separately from their SOs too. I see nothing wrong with what you did. You were disrespected. You didn't like it. Instead of arguing, you pack up your stuff and left. Let's see. 1. You're married with 2 kids. 2. The house has 5 rooms. And 3. All the heterosexual couples share a room. NTA. Don't coddle bigots. NTA. Mill expected a same-sex married couple to sleep in separate rooms while the heterosexual married couple get to share? Can't really get any more homophobic than that? I'm sure after a night of snarkiness and nastiness that being amorous was the first thing on your mind. They are horrible people. NTA. Keep your kids away from that homophobic toxicity. Kids are smart and pick up more than some people realize. They will know their grandparents treat your marriage differently. NTA. And I am happy that your wife has also sided with you. This is what having a real tie-in-ship with healthy conversation look like. Please don't reply to the family. Let your wife handle it. Only gets involved if it is necessary. NTA. Your in-laws are treating you, as a married couple, differently than the straight Bill and Sil. This is homophobic. It's inexcusable and disrespectful. You were right to leave. NTA. Your in-laws are petty and spiteful. I would go full non-contact. NTA. They messed themselves around. You're married. You have children together. There is no longer anything inappropriate about you sleeping in the same bed. Mill just couldn't get past her bigotry and everyone suffered for it. I hope she found it worth it. NTA. Rules only work if they are enforced for everyone. If no couples were allowed to sleep together and it was clearly communicated ahead of time, that is one thing. Or even only married couples. Weird, but their house. But I'm pretty sure we all know they are just being homophobic, especially considering you're married and they tried to pull a fast one by only disclosing sleeping arrangements that night. I guarantee they knew it would be an issue. I'm sorry you had to go though that. Edit. You may want to be careful how much your kids get exposed to people would disrespect your relationship like that. You don't want them teaching your kids. NTA. You did good and stood up for yourself. NTA. She's treating you differently from Bill. She just doesn't accept your marriage. You were right to sleep somewhere else. NTA. They clearly don't approve your relationship and expect you to be fine with them disrespecting you. Tell them the truth. I will respect you enough to let you see your grandchildren when you respect me enough to accept my relationship with your daughter. NTA. At least now you know how overt their homophobia is. Glad you and your wife seem to be on the same page. Plus you're teaching your kids appropriate and healthy boundaries. No one, regardless of relation, can treat people badly and feel entitled to their time. NTA. How can you doubt? NTA. As usual, the people who were petty and selfish tried to turn it around as if someone else was the problem. They were unpleasant before this incident and went out of their way to make you feel unwelcome. They really shouldn't be surprised if they see you even less in future. I think NTA. If your parents are too comfortable with you sleeping in the same bed as your partner, you shouldn't have to stay in their house. NTA. They are preventing themselves from seeing their daughter and grandchildren by being bigots. Completely missed the whole same-sex marriage thing. It doesn't matter anyway. My answer would be the same. NTA. All the other married couples shared a room. So what makes you any different? NTA. They were the ones who decided that being homophobic was more important than seeing their grandkids.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.